Well, hello, and welcome once again to 25 o'clock. I'm your host, Dan Drago. Thanks for being here. Thanks for joining me on the show. Here we are, Philadelphia's longest-running music podcast, I think. Welcome to, well, I guess when you're listening to this, welcome to the beginning of 2023. I'm actually recording this on, what is today? I think today is the 29th. It's that weird week in between Christmas and New Year's where I'm not entirely sure what day it is, and neither were you. But here we are, new year, 2023. Gotta get at it. Back to the grind, work, stone, whatever it is, whatever metaphor you use. Welcome to 2023. The purpose of this episode, I'll get into it a little more in detail later, but the purpose of this episode is not only to celebrate awesome music that came out in 2022, awesome Philadelphia music, but to talk about things to be excited about in 2023. I know at the end of the year, I've been seeing this since like 2016, probably been seeing it since before. As the year comes to a close, everyone's like, well, you know, nuts to this stupid year. This year can F off. This is a terrible year. But here's the thing. I've been hearing it for many, many years, so I think a lot of you are having some pretty bum years. We've all had a rough time over the last little while, all of us. I don't think any of us have come out of this untouched. But I want to put a positive spin. As the Hold Steady put it, I got to start it with a positive jam. And I want to start 2023 with a positive jam. And so not only are we going to celebrate great music that came out in 2022 in Philadelphia, but we are going to preliminarily celebrate awesome music and awesome things that are happening in 2023. Everyone cool with that? Everyone going to come with me on that? Well, I mean, I wouldn't know if you weren't. If you shut it off right now. No, I will not. I'll not take positivity here in 2023. I wouldn't know. And, you know, go live your life free of preliminary celebration and positivity. You go live that life. See how that works out for you. But for the rest of us who are hanging out, who want to celebrate great music of 2022 in Philadelphia and celebrate in advance of great music coming in 2023, here we are. As always, if you're new to the show, old to the show, medium to the show, I highly recommend you check out 25o'clockpod.com. Everything's there. All the episodes are there, available for you, for streaming or for downloading. It's all free, no paywall, none of that stuff. Sign up for the mailing list. I send out an email every time there's a new episode, let you know what's going on. You hook up with us on the socials, on the Twitter, on the other thing that I have, the Instagram. Yeah, that's the other thing that I have. You do all that. And, of course, check out the Friends and Neighbors page. I link anyone and everyone who's ever been on the show. So if you're listening to an episode, you like an artist, you like what you hear, and you want to support them, go to the Friends and Neighbors page. I made it so easy, just big clickable pictures that you can just click and be like, I like that. You can just mash your clicking hand with reckless abandon. Do it. 25o'clockpod.com. I got low there at the end, almost like Tom Waits. Why am I doing a Tom Waits impression? Anyway, it's the end of the year, or the beginning of the year. I'm a little punchy. Anyway, I want to recap real quick. The month of December 2022, I put out a whole bunch of episodes where I highlighted all kinds of great Philadelphia music nonprofits. Started with a benefit for Philly Cam and I Create. We talked about Rock to the Future. We talked about the Children's Crisis Treatment Center, which was the sole, I don't know if they were the sole, but they were the major recipient of all the money made by a Philly Special Christmas, that Philadelphia Eagles Christmas record that I talked to Charlie Hall from War on Drugs about. They raised over $250,000 for Children's Crisis Treatment Center. That's a lot of money for any organization of any size. $250,000? Yeah, you could use that. So go back and listen to those episodes in December if you haven't already. I know I wasn't talking to a lot of bands, but we definitely talk about a lot of music, and I think it's important to give attention, give playtime to a lot of these great Philadelphia music nonprofits. So I hope you go back and check those out as well. All right. So here's what we're doing. I reached out to a handful of people out there in the music community, people I know. Some I don't know as well. No, it's not true. Everyone on this list I know pretty well. And had them just send me a little message, almost like an answering machine message of things that they thought were great in 2022, great music that they enjoyed, things that they did in 2022, and some stuff that they're looking forward to in 2023. 2023. So that's how we're going to do it. You're going to hear from a handful of people throughout the Philadelphia music community, and I'm going to play some tunes that they liked, tunes that are somewhat adjacent or relating to them. So, yeah. It's something I came up with, I think on December 23rd, and started frantically emailing people on December 23rd, which is exactly when you want an email from someone like me asking you to do something. But these folks stepped up, and many more did as well. Only had room for so many. Thank you to everyone who reached out to me. I'm going to find some way to get all the messages out, but we're going to hear from a handful of people here. And let's start with my friend, my man, Jesse Lundy, talent buyer and promoter at Point Entertainment. They do shows at Ardmore Music Hall, 118 North, Colonial Theater in Phoenixville, and so many more. I had him back on the show back on episodes 145 and 146. That's right. It was so much fun. We did it twice. Well, it was just a very long conversation, and I cut it into two pieces. Because anyone out there who knows me or who knows Jesse Lundy, know he and I like to gab. But anyway, let's hear what Jesse thought of 2022 and what he's looking forward to in 2023.
Drago, it's your pal Jesse Lundy calling. How are you? You might remember me from such things as the Gold Watch Radio Hour and the Robert Hunter tribute that you came and played at Ardmore Music Hall. I just wanted to let you know that as far as 2022 goes, I think the greatest accomplishment was the formation of Rising Sun Presents, which of course brings Point Entertainment, Ardmore Music Hall, Bonfire Entertainment all together under one roof. Ardmore, Milk Boy, 118 North, Colonial Theater, Concerts Under the Stars, Bryn Mawr Twilight Series, The Oval. We do a lot. We're busy. Anyway, bringing everybody together, having one team of such excellent people, Chris Perella, Graham Knoll, Anna Reddy, Rich Carden, of course, the Galactic Cat guys. I'm just really excited to be working with that many people that I like, and there's a whole bunch more people I like too, but I'm not going to mention everybody. I want to say that I was pretty psyched this year that we got to do that Big Star show. That was the geekiest thing that I was excited about so far this year. Looking into 2023, it's easy to say we're going to have a fantastic summer. We're already working on all these concert series as well as all the stuff in the clubs, so that's awesome. Personally, I'm very excited that the last 7 years I've put into helping develop Americana acts in this market is really starting to catch fire. I'm thinking specifically of things like Daniel Donato coming back, our already sold out Mike and the Moon Pies show at Milk Boy. We have a lot more. I'm very excited. I like doing shows. It's what I get paid to do, and I actually enjoy it, especially post-pandemic. I'm also pretty psyched to be playing music again with the Duvals, with Megan Kyle, Scott Silipini, Drew Egmont, Brian Flanagan. I like playing. You might remember that about me, even though you never got to see my bands before the lockdown started. So there you go, man. And you know what? Maybe I'll do another episode of my show. I don't know. I'm not sure. We'll have to see what happens in 2023.
It don't matter who you call. No, it don't want to get out. It's hard to walk and not to fall on every word. If you saw it from down here, you would have the awful fear. Observing every move is just absurd. Branch on window, knocking like an angry man who's tapping from the sidewalk with a hurricane in his hand. Circus cage fight in a dancing kangaroo. I'm smiling out of nervousness for all this trickery. cover me whole. No matter how I cry, you'll never let me go. Big top mama, cover me whole. No matter how I cry, you'll never let me go. Branch on knocking like an angry man who's tapping from the sidewalk with a hurricane in his hand. Circus cage fight in a dancing baby boot. I'm clapping out of nervousness, laughing out of nervousness, smiling out of nervousness for all this trickery.
That's music from Chris Casper right there from his 2022 album, Holy Smoke. That song's called Trickaroo. The reason I included that is because Chris is opening the show for the Oliver Wood Trio on January 15th at Ardmore Music Hall, all part of Point Entertainment and Rising Sun, as Jesse mentioned before. And Chris has been a long time mainstay of the Philly scene. His new album, Holy Smoke, was his first one in 5 years, and he even hinted at an upcoming collaboration with the Wood Brothers when he premiered a lot of this record at his XPN Free at Noon back in August of this year. Great tune. I've listened to Chris Casper's music in quite some time. I got to do something about that. Let's move on. Let's talk to Brian McTeer. Brian McTeer is a producer and engineer at Minor Street Recordings. You've probably heard of him or maybe heard of the studio, but you've certainly heard some of the music that's come out of Minor Street Recordings over the last many years. He also runs the nonprofit Weathervane Music. He runs both the studio and the nonprofit with his partner, Amy Morrissey, and they've produced people like Sharon Van Etten, Dr. Dog, Strand of Oaks, War on Drugs, Kurt Vile, Modern Baseball, Cayetana, Menzingers, Me Without You. I could go on. There's so many more people that they've worked with. I had Brian on back on episode 120 and 121, another guy where the conversation was so good we had to make 2 episodes out of it. I was back in February of 2019. He definitely comes up a lot on the show because not only has he worked with some of those bigger names I just mentioned right there, but tons and tons of Philadelphia artists go through Minor Street at one point or another. It's sort of a rite of passage. So let's hear what Brian has to say about 2022 and 2023.
Hey, Dan. This is Brian McTeer, Minor Street Recordings, Weathervane Music. 2022 was cool for me and Amy, my partner Amy. We had really good recordings come out from Gina Zoe's band, Velvet Rouge. And we made a great record that came out last year from a Miami singer-songwriter named Rachel Angel. She's someone who came to us because she was a fan of Sharon Van Etten's album that we had recorded years back. Her album's called Midnight Heart Attack. I think it's very different from Sharon, but I think it's right on par with the sort of quality and importance of Sharon's work. So there was that. There's 2 things that I'm really excited about for 2023. One is this band called Betalina that Amy and I and another longtime Minor Street engineer, Matt Poyer, just finished making. It's an incredible experimental record. And since it's a new project, he'll be releasing the songs one by one starting in January. I really can't wait for people to hear that. The second is a project that Amy and I are really lucky to be a part of. It's a solo artist, a new solo artist working under the name Sauvé. They're a non-binary artist with a really incredible voice and story. I'm really confident that when people hear these songs and take in the perspective of Sauvé's storytelling, they're really going to be blown away. Like Betalina, Sauvé's songs will also start coming out in 2023 as well. If I can actually mention one more thing. So starting January 1st, 2023, Amy and I will begin a 2-year countdown on the remainder of our lease at Minor Street in Fishtown. The building's for sale. Some people kind of got wind of that, But, our lease takes us right to January 1st, 2025. I know that seems like a long way off, but man, at our age, it's going to blast by before we know it. There will eventually be a new studio location for Minor Street. It'll be our 5th. But for now, we're committed to just soaking up every second we can have in this incredible studio space. Do everything we can here, record all the new artists we can convince to come in. And I hope at least, have anyone who's ever recorded here in the past come back to do a new song for old time's sake. So anyway, Happy New Year, Dan. You do something really great. And of course, I'm long overdue for thanking you for that. So, all right.
He called me last night. I was already out with another guy, drinking wine and getting high. Little does my man know that leaving me here all alone don't keep me strong. It makes me run. It's hard when you talk like that, trying to listen with your mouth. Sometimes a woman like me falls in love just far too quickly with the wrong guy. So you gotta run. You got to run. Only you'd see that I'm just fine without you. I wouldn't have to. If only you'd see that I'm happy without you. I wouldn't have to. I wouldn't. Sneak me in, sneak me out. Dark night, dark house. Sneak me in, sneak me out. Dark night, dark house, let me out.
observers always sure to keep some distance. This year's gone so wrong. Legendary chorus of cicadas, the volume misconstrued for a buzz. They're talking shit on top of one another. Yeah, they're talking shit.
That's music from Betalina right there, a song called Cicadas from their Yellow Boat EP that came out this year. That's one of the bands that Brian mentioned in his message to me, and he, of course, alluded to future music coming out from Betalina, but that's one that came out this year. Very, very cool music. Betalina is Ken Gould in collaboration with Brian and Amy Morrissey and Matt Poirier, one of the engineers at Minor Street. Very, very cool stuff. If you go to Weathervane Music's website, there's a section called the Recorders Club where they put up the stems of certain songs that they record in the studio. Stems are the individual tracks, so individual guitar parts, individual drum tracks, individual vocal parts, and they'll let you remix them. It's a very, very cool thing that they offer there. You should check out Weathervane Music. I've linked it all at 25o'clockpod.com, so go there for all your clickable needs for that. And before that, Velvet Rouge, someone that Brian worked on at Minor Street. Gina Zoe's project, since returning to the Philly scene in 2020. She launched her career thanks in part to an appearance on The Voice in 2016. I met her for the first time at the Story Factory early in December as part of the benefit for I Create and Philly Cam. I think you're going to hear a lot more about Gina and a lot more about Velvet Rouge this year in 2023. So you can tell everyone that you heard it here first, and that will make you very, very cool. It will to me. Let's talk to Nikki Flanley, also known as Avataria. She's a songwriter, a performer, guitar player. She makes her own guitar pedals and guitars. She's an all-out fuzz rock queen. I'm a big fan of Nikki's. Had her on. She was the first episode of this year, the first episode in January of 2022, episode 223. Great conversation with her. She came over, if I recall correctly. Yes, she did. She was one of the rare winter in-persons. And she brought some pedals to play with, and she played some fuzz guitar right here. She made me a pedal. She made me an octave fuzz, which is probably one of my favorite pedals that I've ever had. It sounds so gnarly and awesome. So let's hear what Nikki has to say about last year and the coming year.
Hey, this is Nikki from Avataria, fame, and fortune. Philadelphia's most well-known rock star. I have been recording all year. Formed at Orleeps. Yeah, that was pretty awesome. And I have just been recording a lot, and me and my producer are ready to release this thing. It's coming out in 2023, which is something I'm very excited about. So Friday the 13th of January, look for it. It's coming right for you. And then, other than that, what have I been doing? I've been building pedals, and I made a couple guitars. I owe Dan a bass at some point. And, so in 2023, I have a pedal name. Now you can come check me out at Fuzzmother. So, as far as somebody else that I'm really proud of, I got a friend. His name's Jamie. He has a supernatural blues rock act that I love very much called Fossils from the Future. Check them out. And let's see, what am I up to in 2023? Album's coming out. Hopefully I'm going to do some shows. I got a whole new act live. I got some neon lights and stuff. Got all kinds of cool stuff going on. Gonna work with my producer again. I've already started the follow-up record. So, just keep it on. Keep it going. All right, I'll talk to you guys. Happy holidays. And let's do this. Whoa! Bye.
The end of the world. The end of the world is coming.
That's Fossils from the Future from just over the bridge in Woodbury, New Jersey. It's Jamie Victor's project right there. Makes psychedelic fuzz blues. That was one of Nikki Flanley's Avataria's favorite records that came out this year. He's got some recordings from this year up on his Bandcamp. Go check them out. Big, heavy riffs. Great stuff. Make sure you go to 25o'clockpod.com. Click on the episode for this week. I'm going to give you a clickable playlist like I like to, like I always do. I want to make it easy for you to support these artists. So great to hear from Nikki. She doesn't owe me a bass. We have talked about having her make me a bass. She owes me nothing. I have in no way purchased any of the parts for the bass or given her any money. So yet. So that is why. She is not. She made it sound like she was behind, and I just wanted to clear the air right there. This is all on me. And all on me pushing the project forward, and not on her. But she makes great guitars. Check out her site. Check out her Instagram. You see pictures of her and videos of her playing fuzzy riffs on her sweet, sweet guitars. Always great to hear from Nikki. Another person is always great to hear from. I always love hearing from Ryan Young. Ryan Young plays in the band Dear Forbidden. He has a project out called Needless Ghost. He also has a project out this year called Vocabularies. Like I say, he's part of a lot of very cool bands. I featured Needless Ghost on the show before. Obviously, you've heard me talk about Dear Forbidden a million billion times. But I'm always interested in what Ryan's up to. He and I are very kindred 1990s post-rock and art rock aficionados. He and I are very similar in our tastes. Always happy to hear from Ryan. So let's hear from Ryan. Let's hear from him now.
Hey, Dan. This is Ryan from Dear Forbidden and a bunch of other music projects, and my dogs are now joining me here on the couch. I'm proud of an album I made with my buddy Scott Radway under the name Vocabularies. I think it's a pretty solid record, and I'm proud of you for having the podcast and, you know, giving Philly musicians a place to talk about their creative output and that sort of a thing. It's a really important thing, and you do a good job of it. And I know you try your best to go to shows when you can, and you're always doing something for the Philly music community. Next year, I guess, I'm not really sure what I'm looking forward to. It's kind of like a dead spot right now for me. I will say, this is slightly unrelated, I'm very excited for the Unwound shows at Union Transfer. I mean, it's close, right? I mean, they're not from Philly or anything, but it's a band that is great, and they're going to play Philly. Anyway, happy holidays to you and everyone listening, and go 25 o'clock.
All
What a great 1-2 punch right there. Couldn't have done it better myself. At the top of that, you heard from Ryan Young talking about things that he liked of 2022 and things that he will like in 2023. And then I played you a track from Vocabularies, the new project he has. It's him and Scott Radway, who's also part of the band Low Priestess, which is also a project that features Gina Cardillo of Dear Forbidden. You see how this all just works together. I would love to see a triple bill of Dear Forbidden, Vocabularies, and Needless Ghost. Mostly just because I want to see how tired it can make Ryan. I think that would be good for him. It would be good for us because we would get to see so much great music. I think we should make that happen at some point when it's possible. And of course, played you a track from Dear Forbidden. That was a single called Television. Now, Dear Forbidden announced their hiatus this year as their frontwoman, Gina, engages in the all-encompassing work of being a mom. And she's a mom now, and she's doing a great job. She's a killer rock and roll mom. I'm looking forward to when they are able to kind of get it going again. I am patient, obviously. There are other things more important, but I'm looking forward to the day that Dear Forbidden goes back on stage. This was the final single, I believe, that they released, and as always, it kicks ass. Is anyone else tired of me saying that Dear Forbidden is probably my favorite Philadelphia band? I am not tired of saying it. I will tell you that much. Let's talk to another of my favorite people out there. Tyler A.C. of the Tisburys, River B, Duke Maroon, behind the counter at Mainstream Music in Manayunk. He's everywhere. I talked to him way back on episode 174. That was September of 2020. Since then, he's been busy. Tisburys released a record this year. River B released a record this year. Duke Maroon released a record this year. Tyler worked at Mainstream Music in Manayunk a lot this year. He's a busy dude. So here's some of his picks for this year and his just general musings on the year gone by and the year to come.
Hey, this is Tyler Acey from the Tisburys and River B and Duke Maroon. Something I did in 2022 that I'm proud of is put out 3 records with each of those bands. Tisburys put out Exile on Main Street, our 3rd album, and we played the Exponential Music Festival, which is like a total dream come true for me. And River B and Duke Maroon both put out new albums that I'm really proud of, and some other bands that put out great work in 2022 that I really love. First, got to shout out the Describers. Jason, who plays keys in Tisburys, put out a fantastic album this year called Ghost in the Rear View that everyone should check out. Also, fantastic records this year by our friends Best Bear, Kate Dressed Up, Timeshares, Brittany and Trambaugh, Second Grade, and Dora's got a new one coming in like 2 weeks. There's so many to name. I got a playlist, maybe Dan, if you want to share it. There's a bunch of really great stuff on there. And lastly, what I'm excited for 2023 is just keep playing bigger and bigger shows. Tisburys are going to be doing some light touring in March, actually with our friends the Lunar Year. And speaking of albums, I'm very excited for 2023. The Lunar Year album that's going to probably come out next year is going to just totally blow people's minds, and I'm so excited for everyone to hear it. And other than that, just keep writing new Tisburys music too, and keep pushing forward, which is all you can do, right? Shout out everybody. Thanks, Dan. Thanks, 25 o'clock. Go Birds.
2, 3, 4. We were in 6th grade. It was English class where I would rarely risk detention. If I could only make you laugh, I thought, what is it about you? I don't know. Makes me want to run out into the snow. Tell everybody I'm invited to your birthday party. 'Cause all the boys wanted to kiss you. All the boys and me too. La la. dances round my dreams. Well, maybe we could live together someday when we're older. 'Cause all the boys wanted to kiss you. All the boys and me too. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. I was crying in a bathroom stall the day I realized only reason why your smile was engraved upon my mind. I was praying, Jesus, love is hard enough. Why do you have to tack on this extra stuff? Won't you tell me it gets easier from here? 'Cause all the boys wanted to kiss you. I knew I'd never get to. Oh, yeah. La 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 la. La 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 la. 'Cause all the boys wanted to kiss you. All the boys and me too. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la.
That's Brittany Ann Trambo right there. That's a song called Kiss You. That was live at Talking Heads, which is a salon. Brittany's been part of the scene for a long time. I'm glad Tyler mentioned her. She had an EP come out this year called Quarter Life Crisis Haircut. And this is like a live EP that sort of accompanies it, featuring a lot of material on that record. I love live records. More bands should make live records. Note to bands in 2023, make more live records. I love it. It doesn't have to be like a huge spectacle, Cheap Trick, Live at the Budokan type of thing. It can just be this honest, intimate recording in a small room with people. As long as the vibe's good, get that vibe on the record. I'm going to stop talking about vibe right now. But thanks so much, Tyler, for weighing in on the year, and thanks for sharing some of your picks. Like I said, busy guy, busy dude, does a lot. Like the Go Birds at the end. That's very on brand for Tyler. Gonna talk to one more person here. Wouldn't be a clip show sometimes if I didn't feature my good friend and amazing musician and a great member of the Philadelphia community, John Fay. Had him on way back on episode 89. I've known John for a long, long time. Like I said, had him back on in January of 2018, but I've definitely featured him here and there throughout the years. He's one of my favorite people out there in the community. It really is. I always enjoy catching up with him when I see him. It's always a good hang. It's always a good chat. And he's been doing a lot, and he'll tell you all about it. But I am really looking forward to his book, The Yin and Yang of It All, coming out in May of this year. He finally sets a date. I'm excited. He's been talking about this book for a long time because it takes a long time to make a book. And so I'm really excited that he's going to put it out there in the world. And I'm really excited how. I have little inklings, little bits and pieces of conversation of some ideas that he has to roll out the book. I will not go into them. That's for him to tell you, not me. But let's talk to John Fay.
Hey, Dan, it's your old pal John Fay from the Caulfields, and Ike and John and Brittany, and just me. Long-time listener, first-time voice memo leaver. So 2022, it was a really fun year. I got a chance to do a couple of collaborations. My friend Shug Daniels and I wrote a cool song called Lightning in a Bottle that turned out great. Also did a duet very recently with my friend Melissa Menego from June Divided. She wrote this awesome holiday song that she asked me to sing on. So it was kind of a year of unexpected duetting, which was super fun. I also was able to do a really fun reunion show with my band, The Caulfields, celebrating our 1997 album, L, which was super fun to do. So as far as something that another Philly artist accomplished that I'm super proud of them for, not a lot of bands are putting out full-length records these days, and the album that Best Bear put out this year called When is just, in my opinion, a front-to-back masterpiece. I really love it so much, and I've worn it out, actually. Big shout-out to them for that accomplishment. And as far as 2023 goes, I'm super excited for my book, The Yin and the Yang of It All, to drop on April the 4th. Finally coming out. You know, from the last time I had a chance to talk to you, that it's been in the works for 5 years. So super pumped about that and can't wait to share it with you and everybody else. So Happy New Year and have a great 2023, man. Peace.
Say anything, 'cause I'm listening.
Music from Best Bear right there. It's a song called Through the Static from their album that came out this year, When. That was one of John's picks, and I agree with him. It is a killer album from start to finish. And I was very, very fortunate to see them this year on in my opinion, the most stacked bill I've seen in quite some time. It was Best Bear, Aaron Fox, Tiger Castle, and Dear Forbidden, all at Philomoka this year. Great, great show. I actually ran into John there. So yeah, if you haven't gotten on the Best Bear train yet in Philadelphia or outside Philadelphia, it doesn't matter where you are. Best Bear is for you. Go get on that train. As Huey Lewis says, don't take no credit cards to ride that train. So put your credit cards away. Actually, no, don't put your credit cards away. Go buy their record. Give them money. It does take credit cards to ride the Best Bear train. Sorry, Huey. Anyway. Thanks so much for listening to the show this week. Thank you for going down a little memory lane for 2022, checking out some great music, and getting excited about stuff for 2023. I like that about the beginning of the year. I know people say, oh, it's just a calendar year. Oh, it's just a random assemblage of numbers and days and weeks, and that's how we mark time. But that's how we mark time. And marking time is a distinctly human thing, and it's something that we all do. So I do like to approach the new year, January, the beginning of the year, thinking about all the cool stuff that's going to happen this year in 2023. I think we deserve it. I think we deserve a little optimism. Like I said, I hear a lot of negativity at the end of years and beginning of years. I try not to fall into that myself. I try and look forward to things, try to focus on stuff that's cool, focus on cool work that can be done, and focus on great music that's going to come out in Philadelphia in 2023. So thank you all for listening. Thank you all for supporting. Really, a lot of people have thanked me in their messages. That's very, very kind of them. I certainly did not ask them to do that. I appreciate it. And I want to thank all of you and everyone who contributed to this episode and everyone who listened to any episode this year or any year. Man, this wouldn't be nearly as much fun if I didn't hear from a lot of you out there and didn't get to see you out there in the world at shows and just see you out there around town. It's a good feeling. So yeah, going to leave the show, taking the rest of January off. I'm going to see you all in early February. More guests, more music, more talking, more cool stuff, more me saying weird things on a microphone and then turning the show over to people much, much cooler than I am. Anyway, I want to leave you with a song, though. This is cool. It's an instrumental track from a very cool band I'd never heard of before. They reached out to me late this year. I unfortunately didn't have time to get them on any of the fall playlists that I did this year here on the show. So I thought I'd play them now because I really did like it. The band's called Party Nerves. They're a dark surf trio from here in Philadelphia. They put out a record called Put a Load On, Come Back Mangled. All instrumental, kind of wild, frantic, psychedelic surf rock. I love that kind of stuff. I haven't had a chance to play it before until now. I really like what these guys are doing. Check out their Bandcamp. Make sure you check out the clickable playlist of everything I played on this show at 25o'clockpod.com. Support the bands. Support the community. Check out this song called Goose Suit from Party Nerves from their 2022 release. Put a Load On, Come Back Mangled. My name is Dan Drago. This is 25 o'clock, Philadelphia's longest-running music podcast, I think. Catch you all next month. And until then, take care of yourselves. Happy New Year.